I do agree with Sattler's ideas and assessments of Ware's 1 a.m. comic strip. As you can see, it's pretty clear that the couple are having relationship issues, and from the comic, I really enjoyed the way Ware used the different colors along with the, looking into the past thought bubbles and how you could kind of follow them around sort of in that loop. And as Sattler suggested, he states, quote, "The past loops into the present frames our sense of the past, and the layering of both creates the feeling of the selfhood that we experience as memory." And I think that that's perfectly visualized in Ware's 1 a.m. comic. You can kind of see where things used to be in the past, hence the first bubble right here where he's kissing her. And then we loop back and look to the present and say, well, look here, he is walking by her going to work. He doesn't kiss her, doesn't acknowledge her. And then sort of this is her looking back to think, well, this was when he just looked at me, didn't kiss me, and then here he is just walking by, which, if anything, could be the past or the present day just a few minutes ago, 1 minute ago, because as you see here, that's him walking by, and then here's her, I think she's turning to look at him to think, well, why didn't he say anything to me? Why didn't he kiss me? Why didn't he come in? And then here's the final one of him walking away, which could be exactly, could be both just 47 minutes ago, or it could have been 10 days ago, a year ago, etc. And I think, as Sattler states, she cannot remember the particular moment when things went wrong in her marriage. He then says, nonetheless, her thoughts provide alternative answers to her queries. So these are exactly like what he said. They're generalized thoughts of kind of how things started and then how they turned. So in here you see her talking about, when did he start telling me I was getting fat? You see her walking by, and then you see her looking in the mirror. You see her looking in the mirror, and then now her head's down, she's sad. So sort of each memory goes from sort of not necessarily happy, but how things started, to then here he is not even acknowledging her, here he is yelling at her, when did he start grabbing me, there she's hurt, and then the final one says, when did he start looking at me with disgust? And I think, like I said, Ware presents it perfectly, because he goes from 102 to 148, and really she's still awake, she's tossing and turning. It's sort of that endless cycle that our mind can kind of get caught up into, which, if anything, I would say that she's depressed, and sort of just what do you want to call it, obsessing over the past and what happened and trying to figure out. And I think this also shows us that our memory just really isn't that great, because we can't go back and find that specific point exactly. It's sort of a progress of time when things started getting worse, and the stress of life, and probably sexual dissatisfaction, and stress of work and money, and they don't have kids, etc. So I think Sattler's description of living memories 1 a.m. couldn't have said it better. I had issues with this page at first, trying to figure out what Ware was trying to say, and then after reading Sattler's ideas and talk about memory and those aspects, it kind of put it all into place. I still think that this is super complicated, and I could spend months analyzing all the psychology and the memory issues and all those things, trying to understand where Ware is going. Which is why it took me so long to post this, because I just really was torn. I feel like I don't even have that great of a grasp of it right now.